3 kilometres from the finish line today, the Tour passes the Centre Laurent-Fignon on the outskirts of town. The winner of the 83 and 84 Tours settled here in bagneres de Bigorre after he retired, and he established a centre from which he runs cycling excursions up into the Pyrenees. So, if you've got a few quid to spare and a bit of time on your hands, why not ride up the Tourmalet with the great man himself? Qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire ici?
Alors ici on fait du vélo bien sûr. On a créé plusieurs stages. C'est des stages pour cyclosportifs, c'est-à-dire des gens qui aiment le vélo, qui pratiquent parfois les cyclotouristes, vous savez, les cyclosportifs, pardon, comme l'étape du Tour, des choses comme ça. Et donc on a monté des stages techniques où on leur apprend les conseils des pros, on leur donne les conseils des pros, on leur apprend de la technique de façon à ce qu'ils profitent encore plus de leur vélo. On leur apprend à monter des cols, à descendre des cols, on leur apprend tout un tas de petits trucs que les pros ont et qu'eux ne connaissent pas.
Et on peut monter tous les grands cols ici?
Oui.
Le Tourmalet par exemple?
Oui, le Tourmalet est ici à 15 km, seulement 10 km le pied du Tourmalet. Et nous avons la chance, dans le département des Hautes-Pyrénées, d'avoir 13 cols et arrivées au sommet que le Tour de France emprunte.
Parfois, vous montez avec les touristes aussi?
Toujours, presque toujours. Je suis là 3 jours par semaine et je roule une fois ou deux avec eux.
Stage 9 took the race into the Pyrenees, 224 kilometres from Toulouse to bagneres de Bigorre. It was the second longest stage of the entire race and certainly the longest in the mountains. 7 climbs, including 2 of the Tour's most famous and most visited. It was the 60th ascent of the Col de Pagasord and the 68th time the Tour had climbed the Col d'Aspin. The finish, though, was downhill. The big news of the day, though, wasn't on the big climbs. It was the sight of Cadel Evans swapping to a spare bike after a crash that no one saw, but the aftermath of which was unmissable. A ripped jersey, a grazed hip, and cuts to his knee and elbow on his left side. A silent lotto escort was quickly assembled, but not long after they paced him back to the main field, he dropped off again to consult the race doctor, who was keen to check there was no collarbone injury. Come the climb of the Aspin, Evans was once again alongside all his big rivals, and one man was out front on his own. Gerolsteiner's Sebastian Lang with a lead of 3 minutes, but 30 kilometres still to race, and 4 of those uphill.
A lot of work there being done again. Ricardo Rico over on the right-hand side, the Cobra, and he's looking to strike once again the Col de l'Aspin. That's the summit of 1,500 metres, but that's not where we've got to just now. We're still looking at about 4 kilometres to go. Ricardo Rico.
The speed of Ricardo Rico here as he's gone straight through everybody there. I must say, he made David Arroyo look as though he was standing still, and they've brought back De La Fuente as well. This rider's only won 3 races this year, but there are 2 stages of the Tour of Italy and 1 stage of the Tour de France. He chooses well.
Well, what an explosive attack. A lot of people compare him. And look at the way he's ridden straight across that gap. He's joined Montfort on the front there in the red, Luis Leon Sanchez, and he's straight onto the back. And don't be surprised if all of a sudden he goes straight by them as he does.
Well, this is absolutely amazing riding now. Sebastian Lang is still out in front. Ricardo Rico has reached the riders immediately behind him. He's now racing for first place here, and he's got to bridge a gap of 2 minutes 45. It may be less than that, in fact.
Check that out for an attack.
That's how you make an attack. I don't know where he's got those legs from. He must have just purchased them halfway up the climb, because he absolutely is flying from the pack. A quick acceleration, nobody can follow him, straight past David De La Fuente, who was up with the leaders, and within seconds he's in amongst it, and he's now second on the road and going.
Well, Rico caught Lang before the summit of the Col d'Aspin and didn't stop to exchange pleasantries. He went over the top with a lead of 1 minute 11 seconds over the group containing all the big names. And as he screamed along the 26-kilometre down ramp towards the finish, he had plenty of time to think about his celebration.
There it is, it's all over. I've just won 2 stages. Sonia Duval-Scott, he points to his team. It's his victory today. An average speed in the mountains of just on 40 kilometres an hour today. That was the fastest expected arrival of the team.
You can see the shadows of the wheel pedal marks of the riders in the group behind. Still led at the front there by Alejandro Valverde and all of his riders from Case d'Epargne. But for Efemkin, it's a nice second place on a mountain stage.
A little bit annoying he couldn't get the winner. You probably think that way. He started 3:03 behind the leaders today. He's probably going to get back 15-20 seconds of that. He'll move up a little bit as we race into the mountains again tomorrow. But Vladimir Efakim has pulled off a great coup there and a terrific show of strength as he salutes the crowd. Second today. Now who's going to take out the sprint here? All of the projected stars of the Tour de France are still here in this group.
Well, that's Cyril Dessel getting across the line there, I think, Phil, for third place, but the rest of the main field did not really sprint it out there. For them, they're already thinking about Otakam.
Well, whether they were or not, it was a show of attacking by Ricardo Rico that made a lot of people take notice. 2 climbing stage wins to equal Mark Cavendish's pair on the flat. Not much change at the top though. Kim Kierken still the race leader by 6 seconds from Cadel Evans, although whether it was the same Cadel Evans who'd started the day we weren't sure. Christian van der Velde had moved past Stefan Schumacher into third. Denis Menchov and Alejandro Valverde stayed 5th and 6th, while Stein de Volder and Oscar Pereiro moved up a place as David Miller dropped out of the top 8. The CSC trio also moved up en masse, 10th, 11th and 12th for Carlos Sastre and the Schlecks. Ricardo Rico, though, was the big gainer. He was in 21st, his deficit down from nearly 4 minutes to 2:35.